Over the past several months, I've been navigating a relationship that, at times, has felt more like a one-way effort than a true partnership. While it started with hope and connection, I now find myself emotionally drained, unappreciated, and unsure of where I stand. The imbalance has become increasingly clear, especially during a recent trip to Chicago that I planned and paid for entirely. I spent over $500 on the trip, covering the rental car, gas, accommodations, food, and more. I didn't expect her to split the cost 50-50, but I had hoped she would show appreciation in some form, maybe a coffee, a small gift, or just a genuine, thank you. Instead, she didn't offer to pay for anything, not even a cocktail. When she bought souvenirs at the museum gift shop, she didn't think to get me anything, her explanation being that I wouldn't have liked it. That may have been true, but it reflected a broader theme: she doesn't really see me. Throughout the trip, I carried the emotional and logistical weight. She had what she called an autistic meltdown, which left me to calm her down, find food options, and guide us back to the car, all while managing my own stress. Later, she got upset that I hadn't made a dinner reservation, questioning my leadership. When I asked her on the drive back why she had considered breaking up with me previously, she said I made her feel unseen during step 1 studying, even though I had communicated clearly that I'd be busy and still stayed in contact daily. Her reason felt like it shifted blame onto me, without acknowledging the support I was giving. For who don't know, step 1 is a very hard medical school test. It takes 3 months to study for it. So from April to May I stopped planning dates and just would call and hang out at her house. She would cook for me and let me stay over. In June, she later admitted she hated doing that for me and she would never do it anything. I made her feel like less of a woman. Back home, she didn't text or call after the trip. Not once. After everything I put into that weekend, the silence felt like a slap in the face. I decided not to reach out first, not to play the emotional laborer once again. If she cared, she'd show up. But she hasn't. It has been 3 days since the Chicago trip. I made a rule that I will not reach out until she texts me first. I forgot to mention that she told me that I should text her good morning every day or else she would not talk to me. I decided to break that rule since I feel like Chicago should have made up for my neglectful behavior in the past. The following story. Hi all, thanks in advance for reading and sorry this is long and I'm typing on mobile. To start off, my girlfriend is a good person. She is honest, very kind to me, and we have a lot of similar interests. However, the past few months I've felt very disconnected and frustrated. We weren't dating long before we moved in together, about 6 months. A lot of this is because we connected very quickly and also both of our leases were up in the beginning of COVID. Financially it made sense for us to get a place together. We did, and I now realize it was a mistake to move in so soon. Everything was fine in the beginning. We had a lot of fun together, could be ourselves around each other, and we both got the kind of attention we needed after being in loveless relationships prior. Fast forward to a few months of us living together and I'm getting increasingly exhausted. My girlfriend is a mess. She never does the dishes, makes a mess every time she cooks, leaves her clothes all over the floor. Waits until the laundry piles up before she makes an attempt to clean it and then leaves it in baskets for weeks before I ask her to put it away. She leaves her things and clothes all over the living room. I can't even get myself organized because it's pointless with her messes. I knew she was messy before we moved in together, but I figured she would try to be cleaner out of respect knowing she's sharing a home with someone who prefers things tidier. I was constantly picking up after her, reminding her to do simple adult tasks, and essentially feeling like a dad. I also could see she isn't very financially responsible. Sometimes she would forget to pay her phone bill. I found out she has no credit and doesn't even attempt to try to build it. She buys meaningless things constantly and I'm always trying to tell her to budget. Then there's also the issue of her dogs. I've never owned dogs. I like them, but I never owned them because I don't want that kind of responsibility right now. It's like having children. I don't want my whole life to be revolved around letting dogs out to go to the bathroom. As soon as we moved in together, she put the responsibility of the dogs on me, constantly asking me to take them outside. I was always the one to clean up dog piss if it happened while we were gone, taking them out 3 to 4 times a day, spending time at a dog park, or coming home from work early to let them out. They're also very poorly trained, and it embarrasses me when people come over and she can't control them. It made me so resentful of both her and the dogs. I finally told her I want nothing to do with them. They're hers and her responsibility only. She also is a lot clingier than I am. One time she got upset because I wanted to take a nap on my day off instead of spending time with her. I am home often because my work entails being at home 50% of the time, so it's not like she never sees me. Even if I try to do my own thing in a separate area of the apartment, she's constantly talking to me or asking me when I'm going to come. Love her. She gets annoyed when I rarely do something with my friends and don't invite her along because she always invites me to hang out with her friends. Everything she does is starting to annoy me. I don't want to hear about her day. I feel like she's always bitching about something. I want my own space. I want her to be an adult and clean up after herself. Even hearing her talk sometimes to other people makes me cringe. I just am suddenly so turned off by her I don't even want to have sex anymore. I have told her repeatedly over the past 6 months that I need her to be more clean. We have had so many talks about this, it's a nightmare. She might change for a week then go back to her old habits. I've told her repeatedly that I need some time to myself for my own hobbies. Sometimes it all just feels like too much. I've tried to reconnect by taking her out to do something fun and being emotionally present, but it doesn't change how I feel. I'm always exhausted when I'm around her. I feel awful because we do have fun together and she is a good person. I just don't think we are compatible anymore, and I fantasize just being alone and having my own space and not having to worry about anything. I don't miss her when I'm not around her. I'm excited for the breath of fresh air. It just makes me feel so guilty. I don't know if this is a normal lull in a relationship or if it means I'm just not into her anymore. I don't want to give it up in case I'm just being in my head about it, but also the thought of breaking up isn't scary. Every time I think we are on the same page again and I actually get excited to spend time with her, she does something that just completely turns me off. The other day I made an Instagram story about my best friend because we had collaborated on something really cool together, and all she saw it and said, "How come you never post anything about me?" Like, what are we, 12? I don't even really use social media. Any advice on how to get the spark back? I do care about her and she has a lot of good qualities. Or does this just seem like an incompatibility issue? Thanks for watching, come back again.